Hi, I'm Jeanette. I'm here to talk to you about Telesol and its partners, Motorola and Intelsat. Telesol is a company based in DRC, supplying telecommunication and IT solutions. Qualified in the IT and telecommunication systems, Telesol offers to corporate solutions in two-way radio communication, VoIP, GPS, real-time tracking system, video surveillance, and telemetry. In partnership with Intelsat and Motorola, Telesol will take care of your infrastructure to let you focus on your primary business. In Motorola Solutions, we have products such as LMR with many series of radios that has been designed to work in the most extreme condition. Other services that Motorola Solutions offers can be found on their website. The distribution of Motorola Solutions is assured by Telesol in DRC. As to Intelsat, having the 53 geostationary solution, they supply various services of telecommunications such as broadband television channel, VSAT, and IT. Telesol is officially assuring the distribution of their product in DRC.
Salut, je suis Godly, je viens vous parler de Telesol et de ses partenaires à savoir Motorola et Intelsat. Telesol est une entreprise basée en République démocratique du Congo, spécialisée dans la fourniture des solutions de télécommunications et de nouvelles technologies. Hautement qualifiée en matière d'intégration IT et des systèmes de télécommunications, Telesol vous apporte des solutions en connectivité Internet, VoIP, communication radio UHF et VHF bidirectionnelle, tracking GPS en temps réel, vidéosurveillance, solutions de conférence vidéo et télémétrie. En partenariat solide avec Intelsat et Motorola, qui sont aussi spécialisés dans le même domaine, Telesol s'occupera de votre infrastructure IT, télécom, radio et autres pour vous permettre de vous concentrer sur votre business. Dans Motorola, nous retrouvons des produits tels que LMR. Cependant, il y a plusieurs séries de radios qui ont été conçues pour fonctionner dans les conditions les plus extrêmes, par exemple, chute sur du béton, choc thermique, nuages de poussière, mais aussi pluie battante. La vente et la distribution des produits Motorola en RDC sont assurées par Telesol, qui est son représentant Platinum. Quant à Intelsat, elle fournit, grâce à ses 53 satellites géostationnaires, de nombreux services de télécommunication, à savoir diffusion des chaînes de télévision, radio, voix sur IP, services VSAT et interconnexion des réseaux IT. Parmi les partenaires d'Intelsat figure Telesol qui assure la vente et la distribution de ses produits en RDC.
Hello everyone and welcome to our session that today is exploring technology excellence in the DRC, something definitely worth celebrating. My name is Laura Cornish. I'm the Editor-in-Chief of Mining Review Africa and the Portfolio Director for DRC Mining Week, and I'll be moderating this session. I want to start by repeating the abstract for this session, which is sponsored by Telesol, because it truly exemplifies our objectives for this event, and it's definitely worth celebrating. Rapid advances in technological innovation, including automation, digitalisation, and electrification, and how these are having a tremendous impact on the mining sector. And the DRC is riding that wave. So to talk about this session and this information in greater detail, I have a well-rounded panel. So please join me in welcoming onto screen Richard Muamba. Richard is the CEO of Telesol. Ali Musavuli, Director of Operations for Telesol. Also with us today is Vincent Katako, Sales Director for Intelsat. Pieter, Pre-Sales Engineer for Motorola Solutions, and Remi Inze, Head of Sales for Motorola Solutions as well. Remi is with us on the airways. He does have some connectivity issues, but he'll join us as he can. And if you have any questions for any of my speakers today, or you want to comment on anything in the discussion, please post your question or remark in the chat box on the right-hand side of your screen, and I'll bring these into the discussion. So to kickstart our session officially, I'd like to start with 1-minute openings from each of our speakers. Richard, I'll hand over to you first. If you can keep it just to 1 minute so we get enough time to cover everything in our session today. Thanks, Richard.
Yes, hello everybody. Thank you very much, Laura, for giving me the floor. Actually, we are Telesol. I'm the CEO and founder of Telesol. Telesol founded since 1999, and we are involved in telecommunication industry since 2001 as a licensed telecommunication operator in DRC, duly authorized by the government to provide all telecommunication services like internet service provider, voice over IP, and more. So today, with all this technological challenge and change, we are in partnership with Intelsat and Motorola for today's session. And I think everybody will enjoy this session. Thank you very much.
Brilliant, Richard. Thank you very much. If I can hand directly over to Ali to give his opening remarks for this session. Don't know. Shall I hand over to Vincent in the meantime, and I'll go back to Ali. Vincent, do you want to give your 1-minute opening remarks for today's session, please?
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone, for joining this meeting, this session. I'm Vincent Katako. I'm a sales director at Intelsat Africa. I'm looking after Central Africa region, and for me, this is a great moment, a great session for us to discuss, talk about telecommunication, and discuss more also in the mining sector. Telesol is one of our clients, our partner. We've been working with them quite years, and this session is for us to share more on the telecommunication, especially on the mining industry. And this will be a good opportunity for everyone to know what we can offer in the market. And I think during the session, on the question time, there will be some question which we need to answer. And this will be a good opportunity for everyone to know what we do in the mining sector. Thank you very much.
Oh, Vincent, thank you so much. I'm going to jump straight to Pieter next. Pieter, how would you like to introduce yourself and start today's session from Motorola?
Good day, everybody. My name is Pienaar. I'm the pre-sales engineer for Motorola. I've been with Motorola actually in the industry for 34 odd years. And I've cut my teeth on communication equipment in mines, gas detection equipment, leaky feeder equipment. So I've got a good understanding. I've crawled enough around in mines underground in Africa to know what it's like. I think this is a fantastic initiative that you guys are offering, and I'm glad to be part of it. Thank you very much.
Brilliant. Pieter, thank you very much. I just want to check if Ali is back on the line with us. Ali, are you there? I think Ali has disappeared. We will definitely try and get him back. Richard, would you like to kickstart? Are you there, Ali?
Yeah, actually, looks like Ali has. Let me see. Yeah, I think we can start the time he's going to join back.
Sure, Richard. Do you want to kickstart with a little bit more information around Telesol till Ali comes back?
Of course, yes.
Thank you very much.
So, actually, Telesol, like we said, is one of the key players in the DRC when it comes to telecommunication industry. And we currently are working with Intelsat and Motorola, providing solutions in telecommunication industry, both tactical and IP solutions in DRC, with the purpose to go out of the borders to expand on the African continent. So today, as we are in this event related to mining industry, we are here to speak about these solutions, which we can also provide to the mining sector. Currently, Telesol is, we have experience with the mining sector because back in the years 2009 all the way to 2017, we have been providing service to Tanke from Mining as a subcontract of AT&T, because Telesol, we have another branch in the United States and in Canada, and we were subcontracted by AT&T to deploy a leased line on satellite for Tenka from Gourmet mining, which was helping them to do the monitoring live of all the production in the mines there in the United States, in their headquarters. So we have those kind of solutions, which together with our partners, Intelsat and Motorola, we can share with the mining sector today. And also, we are currently providing services to the DRC government, deploying a domestic network on satellites and also building a network for the army using Motorola solutions on the tactical side. So that's pretty much what we do and what on which we will be focusing today. So Ali is back online, and I think that it's time for him to start our presentation as we move forward.
Thanks, Richard. Ali, I'll leave the floor to you.
Hi, Laura.
Hi, Ali.
Yes, I'm back online.
I know you have a presentation to share with the audience, Ali, so I'm going to hand over directly to you to go through that.
Okay. I'm going to share this presentation. I was getting Mr. Richard, who was trying to give quite an idea on what we're busy doing actually when it comes to the communication. And when we talk to communication, Telesol, we are a partner with Motorola a solution in the DRC and in other Africa region, for instance, and Intelsat as well. So we are taking all the communications, strategy communication, tactical communication, and at some point satellite communication, and we put everything together as a system integrator to try to give a good result and try to provide a really right solution to the communication industry. So actually we're busy building up some government infrastructure in the DRC, and we're looking at some good mining solutions when it comes to communication, so that we can make sure that safety, security, and productivity it's really on top when we bring in our communication system. So I'm going quickly to go through some few slides just to show you what we're busy doing. For instance, I will launch it quickly for you. So can you see my presentation?
We can, Ali, yes.
Okay. As you can see, Telesol, we are actually in partnership with Motorola Solutions and Intelsat in the DRC. So as I was saying, we're busy, for instance, deploying communication systems in the DRC for governments, minings, and some other companies where we are really dealing in internet connectivity. We do any data center and complex systems. We are dealing also in CCTV, which is a video surveillance and access control. We also do Internet of Things, for instance, with some ongoing projects with DRC government to try to automate toll gates for some provinces in the DRC, and that will be to try to allow everything to go through a digital window, so that we can allow the guys to try to integrate internet and things. Actually, we are doing VoIP, which is a voice over internet IP. We are doing any data link. Telesol, we do training also. And as you can see, we specialize also in any satellite communication with our key partner, which is Intelsat, for instance. On Motorola systems, as you can see, we do any Motorola project. We do from scratch. So we do studies. Telesol is doing studies. We do implementation. We do servicing, and also supports the client when it comes to Motorola solutions into the Central Africa area, actually, and the DRC country. So when it comes to Motorola equipment or Motorola solutions, as we know, we partner with Motorola, and we'll be having Mr. Pieter, who will jump in to give us more information or more or future that will be coming with Motorola equipment. And this it's just to allow us to try to give a right communication and try to give solutions and get most of the communication challenge away from our client, and make sure that they have got a productivity, security, and safety on a level where they need to operate on a daily basis. So we do some surveillance solutions where we're busy implementing very huge surveillance system for the DRC government, and some studies ongoing for mining industries, factories, and some oil plants around DRC, and we provide any kind of cameras, of CCTV solutions, implementation studies, and a good services after implementation of the solution. We're dealing on a VoIP, where we do better when it comes to voice over IP. We do any kind of a conference and video system that can allow remote offices to keep in touch on a daily basis. And this it's something that we look at the government, mines, and the other big clients that need to be in touch and get contact with the head office and sub offices, that they will be not on the same location, so that they can conduct VoIP and some conference system when needed. So with the challenge of a fleet management, control, and the efficiency of some workers and the equipment, Telesol, we providing an advanced fleet management and tracking solutions, where we integrate any kind of sensors when it comes to fuel monitoring, temperature monitoring, load monitoring. So we get everything together using our network platform, and make sure that all the information they direct on a same place, to allow the management to have a management tool that will allow them to be sure that everything is 100% controlled, and all the workforce and the equipment that they are putting on the system is already controlled and 100% centralized on one point, and allow the management to have an eye on everything. So with the introduction of UAV, Telesol, we are also providing any aerial surveillance, giving to the customers, giving to the industry a big range of surveillance drones. As you can see, we do virtual drones, we do multi-rotor drones, and this one we implement from scratch up to a working solution. So it's something that it's a very benefit for the mines when it's in need of exploration, need of mapping, because with the system we can give a 3D mapping. We can do any types of of mapping based on the needs of the client on field. And then we introduce also some tactical communication, especially for a secure and technical communication with the challenge of interference, the challenge of intrusion on the network. With SATCOM communication, we have got a very secure and tactical communication that can work for the security, for the government, and also for someone who needs really to have a very secure communication with a trunk that's it's encrypted, so there is no one who will be able to interrupt or to do what to do any intrusion on the communication. So we do this tactical and secure communication. So after that, we are going to provide any types of moving equipment that are flex move and satellite devices that allow you guys to move with your internet actually. So there is any kind of satellite communication, but most of them they are fixed, and sometimes there is a challenge to have communication, especially when it comes to the field here in the DRC. Practically, there is a lot of area where there is no really good network coverage. So this is product that we provide to our customer, to the client, so that they can still moving with their communication. So we have got our Coban Explorer, we have got SatCube, SatWin, and any other moving device that come with our Intelsat partner to allow people, when going on field, they always be connected through the satellite internet, and do anything such internet, VoIP, transmission of data, and any other kind of communication while they are out of the HQ or out of the main cities and go deeper in field. They still have communication using our mobile unit. So this is kind of equipment, product, and solution that we're willing to provide to our attendees. So anyone who is really interested on what we're doing, we open. We have got offices around DRC, and we can provide any kind of solutions all over of DRC and some other African countries. And we do better with a good a support team on field. And we try just to get everything ongoing and make sure that our solution is 100% up and running every day. So that will be all of my presentation.
That might be very good timing. I think we might just have lost Ali again. But I know Pieter has also got a couple of slides that he wants to share with the audience. So I'm going to invite Pieter back onto screen, and he can run us through some information that he's got to share with us. Thanks, Pieter.
Hi, Laura. Thank you very much. Yeah, let me quickly just share. Sorry, can you see my screen?
Not yet, Pieter. There we go. It's up.
Ah, fantastic. Fantastic. So yeah, I was asked to at the very last minute to quickly just do Remi's couple of slides that he is backing with connectivity. So these are his introduction slides for this event. So game-changing technological innovations. Motorola in a nutshell. Okay, so who's Motorola? Motorola is over 90 years of experience in mobile communication. In fact, a couple of years before the moon landing, Motorola started up as an upstart company. And the words that Neil Armstrong transmitted from the surface of the moon, one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind, was over a Motorola radio. Constant innovation and hardware and software. At the moment, I'm sure all of you use cell phones. Cell phones was developed by Motorola Solutions. It was $100,000 $100 million and 10 years of development for the first cell phone. And today we still continue the trait of innovation with over 24,500 patents. For the mining, we do accelerated live testing on all our products. It means dropping steel balls on the radio, on the screen and the speaker from 42 times from 1.2 meters, extreme temperature testing of from minus 35 to plus 75 degrees Celsius, million button presses, cycling plug-in cycles of 1 million cycles, and various corrosion tests and solar testing. Our local distribution network, we've got over 7,500 distributors worldwide, and we're very happy to partner with Telesol in the DRC. Obviously, our strategic vision is for network convergence, radio, video integration, and connected security, as well as associating DMR networks with wide area networks. To that end, we offer full DMR, that is digital mobile radio network equipment, as well as additional equipment to expand that bubble to the 3G, 4G, and Wi-Fi product offering. We do have an intermediate product called ION, and we're going to see a small video on that a bit later. This is mission critical, available in DMR coverage only. So for mission critical, as Remi listed there, we resilient, reliable, real-time communication, push-to-talk, robust network, rugged terminals, and we do offer obviously direct mode on our radios as well. Then on the 3G side, it gives us access to data and applications. There is DMR terminals available to do that via the Wave PTX, but I think the caveat there is to expand into Wave and Wave PTX, which is actually the presentation that I was supposed to do. So let's look at a quick video on Wave.
An unexpected order needs manpower. A large-scale customer event needs coordination. A visiting VIP needs security. To ensure successful outcomes, your team requires instant communications that go beyond the job site, lobby, or office. At the same time, you're faced with the challenges of your workers using multiple devices, such as smartphones, PCs, and radios. What's needed is a way to seamlessly communicate so you can elevate service and boost productivity. Wave PTX brings the immediacy and spontaneity of PTT into the cloud, taking PTT further. Connect via voice or text and share critical information, regardless of the format, the device, or service provider. Connect your motor turbo radio system to Wave PTX and eliminate the barriers between the traditional office space and the commercial and industrial areas. Pay for only what you need with a simple per-user subscription fee and no long-term commitments. That last-minute order fulfilled. Your large-scale customer event flawlessly executed. VIP visit secured. See how connecting people and devices with Wave PTX push-to-talk communication makes sense for your business and your bottom line.
So what is Wave? Wave PTX is a group communication service that connects your team at the push of a button across different networks and devices, eliminating the barriers between devices, networks, and locations, and let everyone be part of the conversation. It's radio-like instant group communication on a countrywide network. We offer Wave PTX on your own, bring your own device, the left-hand side of this scale, but realize that sometimes this limits the device because most cell phones are not hardened. It's not meant for industrial use. So we also offer Wave-specific capable devices like the TLK100 and the TLK150, and cell phone-like devices like Evolve and Lex, which is basically a cell phone. You can use it as a normal Android-based cell phone, and then of course ION, which is a converged device. So ION adds both radio and cell phone capabilities into one device. Back to Wave. Wave is offered in one of two formats. You've got the standard Wave PTX, which offers the grade icons as features, and it is also available in the Safeguard feature set, which offers all of the icons as feature sets. PTT, location, real-time presence, emergency calling, ambient listening, discrete listening, LMR interoperability, text messaging, photo and video sharing, voice message fallback, which is missed calls, remote user check, enable, disable, and location-based tracking, communication. There's also obviously a dispatcher that allows you to do mobile dispatching. And one of the other features I want to highlight specifically for the mines is area tour groups, which allow the dispatcher to set up a geographic area. And think about it for a second. Imagine you've got a subcontractor and you're on a mine. The subcontractor will use their own devices. When they enter into the geographic area, they'll get all the communication channels required to communicate with everybody on the mine. And when they leave, that will fall away. And obviously video. And video brings us to another platform that Motorola offers, and that is Safety Reimagined. Sorry, let's try that again.
What if safety, efficiency, and productivity were deeply connected? That the technologies that make us safer could also make us better at everything we do. Smarter and faster, more focused and aware, more connected and resilient, more accurate and fair. It's a reinvention of what safety can achieve from everyday operations to your overall mission. We've made it real by building the first technology ecosystem that unifies voice, video, data, and analytics on a single platform. Technologies that communicate with each other and learn from each other. Information that flows freely from cameras to radios, from smart devices to command centers. Intelligence that advances outwards, giving you eyes and ears where you've never had them before. Addressing the industry challenges of today with an eye toward the future. It's time to know more of what's happening, to put people where they're needed most, to get ahead of events before they unfold, to start evolving without limits, disruption, or downtime. It's time to reimagine what safety can do.
Sorry guys, I'm just going to go quickly because I'm sort of out of time. So what it basically boils down to is that we have a video analytics available that users through access control can do number plate recognition. It can match number plates to a watch list, and it will automatically send any of those events or breaches to an operator's cell phone or to anybody's cell phone in the network, and then that can use that information. Just want to quickly touch on connected other services that we offer. This is a collaboration between Honeywell and Motorola, and it allows Honeywell gas detection equipment to link to the Motorola radio equipment, and then that information is passed through the radio network to the Honeywell safety suite, which then can safeguard all of the other people in that radio network. And that is available as well. It's called Connected Solutions. and it basically offers, on top of the other safety features that we already offer, gas detection as well. Thank you very much.
Pieter, thank you very much for that. Obviously, some very interesting and exciting information that you shared with us. I really enjoyed those videos as well. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Can I, at this point, invite all of my panelists back onto screen? Let's hope Ali is with us. In fact, you know what? I'd like to just kick into our discussion. And Richard, I'm going to start with yourself, and Ali can weigh in, and then Intelsat, Vincent can join, and so can Pieter. You know, you guys have presented this really cohesive whole between the three organizations. So, Richard, let me start with you. What synergies between your three organizations makes this collaboration so successful?
Me?
Yes, Richard, you can start.
Yes, actually, what we do is, like we said at the beginning, DRC being a big country, as everybody knows, with a lot of potential, we thought of bringing big players on the ground with us in partnership, like Intelsat and Motorola. And the way we operate is we are in very close partnership with both of them, was Intelsat on the IP side of the needs and Motorola on the tactical side of it, and we operate in a close relationship and trust, and everybody knows exactly what is the need on the ground, and we are working very perfectly in a perfect synergy with the same target, of progress and the contribution to the development of the DRC when it comes to these needs, and with the purpose of also making money. I think that we are business players. So that's pretty much what helped us to be in very good collaboration, because we look in the same direction. We, first of all, value the need of the people and the development of the country with the same ethics and value considerations. And we all work together looking in the same direction, which is progress and prosperity.
Some lovely responses there, Richard, and so great to hear you talking about the prosperity of the DRC. I would like to give Vincent and Pieter a chance to weigh in on what, from their perspectives, makes this collaboration so successful. Vincent, if I can ask you next, what do you feel is a success towards how your three businesses work so well together?
I like the question. It's really a nice question and good one. Due to the size of the country, DRC is a big country with 26 provinces, and we have a population with 80 million people around DRC. And this collaboration working through with Telesol, Motorola, with Telesol because they are more in the satellite. This is add value for the development of the country. Due to the size of the country, we have some of the places, some of the area which are not connected. There's some school on the remote area where people need connectivity. And this connectivity to reach the place, the people who need connectivity, it comes with Intelsat. That's why we really want this collaboration with Telesol so that we can at least develop this country. More we go to the DRC on the connectivity on the last mile, this help us in developing the country for the government as well, and all the operators in the country to reach where there's no connectivity. I've said due to the size of the country, we have 26 provinces, and some of them are not yet connected, and people still need connectivity. We want to reach where we don't want to see a house without connectivity. We want to get to that point. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vincent. And Pieter, to you, the last leg in this very important three-part collaboration. What are your...
I so enjoyed listening to their comments, and it so ties in with what I've put together for this question. It's unbelievable. So Motorola have very strict codes of business conduct and prerequisites for our partners, prerequisites like training for sales and technical staff, that we're looking for partners that have the same business code, the same ethics in doing business. So when that was mentioned, it made me very happy. You know, in America, to fly from coast to coast, it's like a 5-hour flight or a 6-hour flight, and they think it's big. When they fly from South Africa to Europe, and it's a 10-hour over Africa flight, then they realize what the size of Africa is. And to do this and to reach out to people and to affect their lives for the better, without having partners that you can trust, that has got good synergy with your product and what you're offering, it's impossible. So yeah, in that respect, I'm very grateful and thankful to have good quality partners in countries like the DRC, where we value their business. And that is basically it. Thank you very much.
Interesting how I can ask the same question to the three partners, and they both, or all three of you, bring something of value to the question. And it's clear that a partnership or a collaboration of this kind is clearly bringing successes and wins. So I'm already enjoying our conversation. Ali, I'm gonna bring you back, and you know, we're in a digital age, and connectivity is an absolute cornerstone for economic growth and prosperity. So can you tell me, Ali, from a Telesol perspective, how does your organization respond to urgent needs to develop ICT in the DRC? And maybe as part of that question, you could outline some of the challenges that you have to deal with as well.
Thank you very much, Laura. As Mr. Richard and Vincent mentioned it, Pieter as well, DRC being a very big country for now, Vincent mentioned it, is right. There is in the 26 provinces that count the DRC for now, there is some that there is no any connectivity. There is no connectivity to the internet, for instance. So the aim of Telesol is to be the leader of that, to empower and to make sure that the technology, it reach each corner of the DRC. That it's one of our mission actually, and this is what we're busy doing for now. And we know the infrastructure is the basic, is the base, the foundation of any digital or any economical growth. So without an established network, without a very good connectivity, we never make it. Any kind of digitalization that we think about, any kind of application, any kind of communication that we need to bring in, it will never work or bring some add value without the connectivity. So that's the aim, that's the mission that we give ourselves, to make sure that within 5 or the next 10 years, we make sure that each corner of the 26 provinces have heard about Telesol, have heard about Motorola, have heard about Intelsat, based on that big infrastructure that we're busy building up, that starts with the government, for instance, and after that it will reach with any other what business player or any other companies. And when it comes to the mines as well, the mines, we consider the mines like that's close business in a remote area, because most of the mines in the DRC, they are not in big cities or in an open area. Most of them, they are on remote, and we need to make sure that they are connected from the remote area to their HQ, that they are actually into the big cities or out of Africa. For instance, Mr. Richard will mention what we have done with Tenke Fungurume mining, like 9 or 10 years ago, to make the very big teleport from TFM mining on site, that allow management of TFM from overseas America and the HQ to have a dedicated, ready and live report between the site and out of Africa. And we think that can still work for other mine industries in the DRC, and also government. Vincent have mentioned yet the schools. There is a lot of businesses that need really our let's say, input so that they can have that platform that will allow them to have the connectivity. So for me, they really, what we need to think about is just to make sure that everyone have already got the basic, and that basic is the connectivity, is the infrastructure that will allow them to put on any other application or any other kind of technology that will come to develop and to boost up the economy of the country.
Yes.
Richard, would you like to add on to what Ali said there?
Jumping into complete a little bit on what Ali said. Speaking about the challenges, this is a very, very good question that you have asked, Laura. In DRC, as you have heard, our new president, when he came to power, one of his main focus is the digitalization of the government services and of the country. And Telesol is one of the key players when it comes to that. And Telesol, we have signed the contract with the government to deploy a nationwide satellite domestic network interconnecting all the 26 provinces and the 10 border cities to a data center which we are building at the HQ at the palace of the president. And like Ali said, digitalization requires two things: network and data center. So there is no digitalization without this infrastructure. So the challenge in DRC is infrastructure. And when it comes to network infrastructure, it is really, really deeply, deeply insufficient as of now. And I know that there are many efforts being done now by the government to try to deploy a fiber network. But when it comes to infrastructure, we need a network. And there are three main types of networks. There is the cable network, which is fiber or copper. There is broadband wireless network, which is using radios, wireless local loop, and there is satellite network. And when we look at the dimensions, the size of the DRC, it is a very big country. And when we consider the environment, the relief of the country, all over the DRC, which is pretty big, it is not in the next 10 years that fiber network will be everywhere. This means that satellite connectivity, if we want to realize the vision of the president of digitalizing the country on a short-term basis, we must go satellites. That's why we had to bring in a very big player who is Intelsat in partnership with Telesol. And like I mentioned here, we are now busy building a nationwide network with the Intelsat. It's a domestic network which is going to help all the key services of five key ministries, which are based on security and defense, to have real-time transmission of all the data, video, and communication secured from all over the country to a data center which we are now deploying in Kinshasa. So infrastructure is a big challenge when it comes to that, and Telesol is working hard on it. And for the mining sector as well, like Ali said, because recently Ali is just coming from a visit of a mining company which is in North Kivu, and he found that they have radio infrastructures there which are not really maintained and taken care of. That's where Motorola is a key player with us. And at the same time, Telesol has another contract with the government building a nationwide tactical radio communication for the army. and the security services all over the DRC. So this is also a very important infrastructure for tactical and security communications, which is really a big lack when it comes to infrastructure in DRC. And with Motorola, we are placing huge orders now of millions of dollars of equipment that we are importing now, and Ali and the team on the ground are busy deploying this tactical infrastructure for our army, especially in the eastern regions where there are a lot of troubles now, and our army needs very reliable and encrypted communication infrastructure, you see. So this is pretty much the challenge. If I can speak about challenge in DRC is the lack of infrastructure. And for now, on a short-term basis, satellite network, among the three types of network, we have to go satellite network because deployment is easy and quick, and we are pretty confident that on a short-term basis, we can happen to move data from point A to point B and have storage to keep them, which we call data center. So that's pretty much what I can say to complete what Ali has said. When it comes to real actions we are currently doing with our two partners, Motorola and Intelsat. And when it comes to mining sector, we have FlexMove solutions, mobile satellite solutions with high data rates up to 10 megabit per second, which is a solution we provide with our partner Intelsat. And we also can deploy domestic networks for mining companies in order to interconnect their, their locations from, remote locations to their headquarters, or even like we mentioned, what we did for Tanker from Remi mining years ago, we were able to provide a leased line and satellite between Roaring Creek Teleport of AT&T in Phoenix, Arizona, and the mine in Fungurume, which was able to allow them monitor on a real time all the production and the operations in the mining. But when the mines were sold to the Chinese, as we were American providers, they just kicked us out and replaced us by probably another provider. But this is to show all the mining sector that Telesol is a good provider on the ground with big guys like Motorola and Intelsat, which can help us to be of a great support for their operations and for the success.
Thanks, Richard. It's great to have you not shy away from the challenges that the DRC is experiencing and to talk about, how Telesol is helping to overcome that, particularly in the short term. So I really enjoyed your response on that, Richard, and I really appreciate it. And, the mining industry can take comfort in knowing just how well established Telesol is as a business, considering the work that you are now going to do with the DRC government. So fantastic news coming out from that, Richard. Thank you very much. I do want to touch on the subject of cost. The mining industry, especially having gone through, a rough period of the pandemic, is probably, wants to shy away from anything technology related that might be costly. So I'm going to ask my panel, and that can include Vincent, Pieter, Ali, you're welcome to comment on this. How do you elaborate on the long-term gains and even cost savings that can be, that the industry can expect when they invest in these sorts of technologies, and how they overcome the concerns around costs? I leave the floor open. Ali, I don't know if you'd like to respond, or Richard, you're welcome to answer first.
If I may jump in here and respond to that, if I may. Just from our perspective and from the experience that I have in mind, is due to the instant nature of VTT communication and the cost related to waste time for a mine is a huge savings, and unfortunately it's not a tangible savings. We've seen in some of the mines that their dump tracks that dump underground into the ore pits, if you take the value of the mine, the output of the mine in a month, and you calculate it into a time base for that truck earns 90,000, that's in rand, so let's convert it quickly, a couple of $1,000 per day, and it boils down to a per hour rate. And if that truck is stopped in a mine somewhere and people can't find it, because believe you me, a mine is a maze underground, then that is direct revenue loss. If you take an example of a failed pump underground, and somebody has to either drive out, if it's an inclined mine, just to get out of the mine using mud bays and traffic going up and down the stope, it takes you a couple of hours to get out of the mine. And then when you reach the stockyard, it's like, was it the red or a blue pump? And if you don't have communication and you can't tell the guy, it's a red pump, it's this size, if you can, they can send the pump down to you, and before the mine floods, the crisis is averted. So, for us, the financial part of it is speaks for itself. When a mine looks at it, they very quickly, if you speak to their financial people, they very quickly realize the savings there is to be had, and it becomes, and then we're not even talking about the savings of life. Life is immeasurable, but it's unreplaceable. It's not only the loss of the person and the ability that you lose because of the lost life, and the cost associated with replacing or training or things like that. It goes to work towards the safety of the mine and the number of accident-free hours that they've managed to work in a period. So for us, communication is life. What we do is life. We change people's lives for the better. I don't know, Richard or Ollie, if you've got another view.
I would like to add something to what Pieter said. Thanks. And when we spoke about, we talk about mining, we talk about production, because when there's work to be done, we're expecting production. And from the telecommunication point of view, I'm sure that there's quite a lot of saving, because people need to communicate. Telecommunication or communication is the key. Today, Intelsat, we have the product which is called Flex in the Move. Flex in the Move and the Flex in the Pause. I remember a few years ago, for the engineer to go in the mine to do the exploration, it was really difficult for them to communicate with the rest of the team at the HQ. And they maybe need to drive back. Let's say it's 100 kilometers somewhere in the Katanga province. They need to drive back from, let's say, from Mutanda mining back to Kolwezi or to Lubumbashi. And that is wasting of time. It can take hours. But with the solution we have right now in the mining sector, we have a flex move, which allow the engineer on the field to move when they have to move the connectivity, meaning that they have a flat antenna which is installed or is on the roof of the car. They can easily move wherever they go. They can do the exploration, and this is also contributing to the production of the mines. And just to facilitate the communication with the HQ, because as I said, years ago, it was like they need to drive back. But for now, they don't need to do that. It's one of the products Intelsat is having on the market, and Telesol is also having the same product, which is also relevant for the mining sector in the DRC, because I know that in the east of DRC, from Kisangani up to Katanga province, those are the areas which there is quite a lot of mining companies, and most of them, they need communication. They need communication. They don't have to travel somebody from Kolwezi to Likasi or from Likasi to Kakanda, but at least they have a facility to communicate with the HQ through the satellite, meaning that the mining company, they're still saving a lot, because when there's a communication, there's a production. It's easy for the engineer, anybody who is involved in that sector to communicate. But through the Flex Move, which one of our products we have in the market, it's facilitating the mining sector, the mining company, to be for everything to be real so that they can communicate. Thank you.
Thank you, Vincent. And if I can take 2 points out of what Pieter and yourself have said, technology is life, and you can't really put a cost on that. Let's just, let that thought settle with everyone, because it really resonates with myself, and the benefits to productivity that can be associated with this as well. So those are 2 critical points for the mining industry, and I'm glad that they were both raised in this discussion, because they're really key and very, very important. If I can move on to, we've covered a lot in this session about the benefits, the challenges. Where do we see the DRC moving forward? Richard and Ali, maybe you'd like to weigh on this with regards to the implementation of these technologies. Do you expect a big uptake? What do you foresee moving forward?
Ali, can take that one.
Ali.
Yes, thank you. As I was saying, one of our mission is to take, because we have got the challenges and we know the challenges that we have. That's why we put our partner together. So we get Intelsat one way and get Motorola another way, so that all of us, we can go through the challenges and make sure that within the 5 or 10 years coming, we get at least something that can allow people to have that communication moving smoothly. So we see the next 5 years, especially when it comes to the government, we busy really finalizing everything and make sure that we put the challenge away, putting on some satellite communication, get all the two-ways radio and any future or add value that is coming with it, so that anyone who will be using the solution just be comfortable and make sure that everything is moving smoothly. So ongoing 5 to 10 years, we see the DRC really get 75% all the challenge away, and we can talk, as Mr. Richard said before, from point A to point B, make sure that we get communication and get all the information on one place that can be manageable, can be reachable, and anytime anyone who needs some kind of information, it can be accessible for everyone. So within 5 to 10 years, we make sure that everything is sorted out, and from point A to B, connectivity will be established. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ali. And as we sort of start to approach the end of the session, I'd like to bring a question into the panel from our audience. And Ali, it's obviously directed at you because it's based on the presentation that you gave in the beginning. And this specifically centers around the security solutions that you mentioned. And our audience would like to know, how can they be implemented in a mining context, especially in remote areas struggling with safety issues? I think quite an important question. If I can ask you to respond on that, Ali.
Thank you. For that one, really, Telesol being a system integrator company, we really have a right answer on that question. Putting always Motorola one side, Intelsat, and all of us together, we really provide kind of security solution for the mine industry. I will illustrate some cases that is it usually happens on the mines, where, as Vincent say, we have got an exploration team that is going far away, like traveling 2, 3, sometimes 5 kilometers away to the main camp, and while driving, they should have a kind of communication to get back to the security control room to the mine. And at some point, they will lose connectivity with the common two-way radios that's provided by Motorola. But then Intelsat will come in with a satellite radio that will allow the team to be connected, still connected while driving 5 kilometers away the mine, and get back to the mine using that satellite radio. So when we come back to the security on mine itself, as we said, we do have that CCTV, which is a video surveillance that can be centralized using our Motorola platform that we call Command Center. So that Command Center is putting our data, our video, and our voice together into one platform. So it allows the mine to have the control of everything. So when we have controlled a mine on a specific site, we come in with our satellite remote connection to get all this information to the HQ. As Richard mentioned, that's what we did with Tenke Fugurume Mining, was able to control on a live streaming the productivity of the mines. So when it comes to security, you can have a security manager on leave, for example, but there is an incident on site. Using his satellite gadget, he can still connect back to the mine and give orientation on what happens on the mine while we busy make sure that anything on the mine is controlled via video surveillance. We control anything when it comes to the death of fuel. I know the mine, they have got big challenge when it comes to fuel management, and Telesol have bring in a fleet management that give them a sensor that allow them to know exactly when the fuel is dropped, when the fuel have been stolen, or when the fuel has been misused. So all those solutions, they are integrated and give you one platform where you can control everything on one click and make sure that your productivity, your security, and your safety, it's controlled on one point. So this is kind of a solution that we really ready to provide, especially when we see our mining industry in Katanga region, North Kivu region. Most of them, they are now going for underground mines. And when we go underground, the security, it's become a very, very big challenge. As Richard mentioned, I'm coming from a SAT survey with Alpha Min, BCA Mining in Walikale. There are 10 mines in the North Kivu, and they are busy developing a very good underground mines. And they're busy around the area having some exploration ongoing. And I'll tell you, we have got only 2 towers that it's giving them communication. So if there is any issue on site, really security must be placed on a first line, and only our solution can give response or results to good answer to that to that problems. So with our video surveillance, fleet management, satellite solution, and the two-way radios, I think we are in a good position to give answer and to give right solution to any security issue or any security problems that it can be on mine. And we're ready really to support any kind of projects. As I say on my introduction, we do from scratch to a working solution. So from scratch, we do all the studies, we implement the project, we install the equipment, we run it, and we make sure that we support it until the end life of the solution. So the needs of that security, they can be confident that anytime they will need it, we'll be there to respond and make sure that we give them a workable solution. Thank you.
Ollie, thanks very much. And exciting when a mine can think of productivity, security, and safety all in one solution. So I love that response. Mm-hmm. We are just on the brink of closing our session, and I'd like to ask each of my panelists in perhaps just a minute to provide me with their key takeaways from the session, or a key takeaway message that they would leave for the DRC mining sector as a last thought. Pieter, I'll start with you.
Motorola Solutions have always taken pride in innovating connectivity solutions as part of our portfolio. Because of this, we regularly invest in key ICT companies, that complements our portfolio. Companies like Kodiak, Palco, Vigilon, Airwave, Gallo, Delta Risk, and recently OpenPath for access control, secure access control. The solutions that driven by these acquisitions and obviously by our own patents are then become available through our partners in the DRC. Companies like Telco, and for me, I think the key takeaway is that we're a company that's in it for the long run, with the 90+ year track record. And if there's anybody that has a requirement or something that they would like to chase or follow up, we are available. We're a very small team, but we are available 24/7. If I don't answer my phone when you call me, it's because I'm using it, and I will get back to you. So thank you very much, everybody, for the opportunity to talk to you, and I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Oh, Pieter, thank you so much. Vincent, if I can hand over to you, what key message would you like to leave our DRC mining audience with today?
Thank you for this opportunity. I think what I need to say, Intelsat is a leader of satellite telecommunication. We've been in the market for many years. We have 53 satellites, which is covering the whole world. We have 23 satellites, which is covering Africa. We have a lot of solution for DRC, especially on the mining sector. We have Flex, which is one of our products. And that, I think, I'll organize another webinar with the customer, with Telesol, just to go again on the presentation. And for our audience, we have for the mining sector, we have a good product. As I said, the Flex Move. We have other solution as well, which can be also applied, dedicated link, dedicated to the mining companies, which need like a tracking service, like having more than 50, 100 megabits. Those are the solution which we can still offer. I believe that Telesol is one of the partner. We working with them, and there's quite a lot of opportunity which are coming around. I think by early next year, January, there will be quite a lot of business which will involve both company. I know I'm saying Telesol, Intelsat, and also Motorola will be involved on big project in the DRC. I think it was really good session to have you guys, to have Telesol, to have Motorola, and the rest of the audience to be on this session. And I believe that early next year, 2022, will be a great year for both of us. There's quite a lot of opportunity coming, and let's focus on to do. And the mining sector is one of the vertical market which we also looking on it. Thank you very much.
Many thanks, Vincent, and we look forward to seeing what Intelsat does in the new year. And if I can ask our Telesol CEO to end off our session today with a closing message, Richard.
Yes, thank you very much, everybody, for following this session. As you can see, Telesol, we have been diamond sponsor of the DRC Mining Week, and we are based in DRC with more than 20 years of experience. As you can see, I can invite all the mining operators, decision makers to trust Telesol. As you can see, we have the trust of the DRC government as we are deploying quite substantial infrastructure for the DRC government of multi-million dollars infrastructures, and still ongoing now. And we are together with the big players worldwide, like Intelsat, the leader in satellite communication, and Motorola, the leader in two-way radio communication. In DRC, we have been for the last 5 years one of the best supplier of solutions and equipment to big mobile carrier like Vodacom and Orange when it comes to satellite optimization and solutions equipment. And we have good reference on the ground, and we are very confident that you can trust us. All mining sector, we have experience, we have technology, we have teams on the ground all over the country, in Goma, in Lubumbashi, and we operate all over the DRC and the Central Africa. So we are happy that you have been with us today. And thank you very much to DRC Mining Week team for giving us this opportunity to express ourselves to the mining sector. And we can only tell them that we are in DRC and ready also for other parts of Africa to support with all these solutions. Thank you very much.
Thanks for that closing message, Richard. And really a very big thank you to Telesol for sponsoring this session, and to your partners, Motorola and Intelsat. It definitely has been a stimulating conversation about game-changing technologies in the DRC, and definitely a win for the country. So just a reminder to our audience that if you do want to connect with Telesol further, you can visit their booth on the platform and reach out to any of the participants in this session. And if you want to access the recording, you can do so on the platform as well. And that does conclude the session, but do stay tuned. We have one more for the day, which starts in just 15 minutes, and that's going to unpack the connection between community development and economic upliftment in the DRC. And I'm looking forward to that one, so see you there.
Hi, I'm Jeanette. I'm here to talk to you about Telesol and its partners, Motorola and Intelsat. Telesol is a company based in DRC, supplying telecommunication and IT solutions. Qualified in the IT and telecommunication systems, Telesol offers to corporate solutions in two-way radio communication, VoIP, GPS, real-time tracking system, video surveillance, and telemetry. In partnership with Intelsat and Motorola, Telesol will take care of your infrastructure to let you focus on your primary business. In Motorola solutions, we have products such as LMR with many series of radios that has been designed to work in the most extreme condition. Other services that Motorola Solutions offers can be found on their website. The distribution of Motorola solution is assured by Telesol in DRC. As to Intelsat, having the 53 geostationary solution, they supply various services of telecommunications such as broadband television channel, VSAT, and IT. Telesol is officially assuring the distribution of their product in DRC.
Salut, je suis Godelive. Je viens vous parler de Telesol et de ses partenaires, à savoir Motorola et Intelsat. Telesol est une entreprise basée en République démocratique du Congo, spécialisée dans la fourniture des solutions de télécommunications et de nouvelles technologies. Hautement qualifiée en matière d'intégration IT et des systèmes de télécommunications, Telesol vous apporte des solutions en connectivité Internet, VoIP, communication radio UHF et VHF bidirectionnelle, tracking GPS en temps réel, vidéosurveillance, solutions de conférence vidéo et télémétrie. En partenariat solide avec Intelsat et Motorola, qui sont aussi spécialisés dans le même domaine, Telesol s'occupera de votre infrastructure IT, télécom, radio et autres pour vous permettre de vous concentrer sur votre business. Dans Motorola, nous retrouvons des produits tels que LMR. Cependant, il y a plusieurs séries de radios qui ont été conçues pour fonctionner dans les conditions les plus extrêmes, par exemple, chute sur du béton, choc thermique, nuages de poussière, mais aussi pluie battante. La vente et la distribution des produits Motorola en RDC sont assurées par Telesol, qui est son représentant Platinum. Quant à Intelsat, elle fournit, grâce à ses 53 satellites géostationnaires, de nombreux services de télécommunication, à savoir diffusion des chaînes de télévision, radio, voix sur IP, services VSAT et interconnexion des réseaux IT. Parmi les partenaires d'Intelsat figure Telesol, qui assure la vente et la distribution de ses produits en RDC.